House Bill 5 is a culmination of more than 9 months of teamwork and input from constituents and stakeholders, including members from all sides of the crime issue. We've worked with constituents, elected officials and leaders across the state, law enforcement at the local, state, and federal levels, defense attorneys, prosecutors, judges, business owners, community leaders across the state, and most importantly, crime victims and their families. House Bill 5 includes provisions to address criminals and crime in our state that on a daily basis attacks the Kentucky economy, Kentucky families, education performance, and generally the quality of life in our great Commonwealth. The foundation for civilized society in Kentucky is public safety, security, and protection. And our foundation is broken. We face an epidemic of crime in my hometown, and we continue to see record rates of homicides in urban and rural areas across the state. Over the last 4 years in Jefferson County, our constituents have suffered one violent carjacking after another, averaging nearly one every other day. Our overdose death rate in the state of Kentucky is 57% higher than the national average, with one of our counties leading the entire country in fentanyl overdose deaths per capita. And retail crime alone is costing businesses nearly $1 billion a year in Kentucky. Crime is impacting every single Kentuckian today. Crime costs the United States over $5 trillion annually, and the cost of human life and suffering in our state is even greater. With this bill, House Bill 5, we are reasserting some basic and simple truths. Well, that there is a right and wrong, and that criminals are accountable for their actions, not society, and that society has the right to protect itself from the criminal element. A criminal element that has become an all too normal part of our world today. As the first duty of any civilized society is to protect its honest citizens from those who prey on the innocent, House Bill 5 is ensuring that we have the strongest and most effective policy possible to support Kentucky families and our law enforcement. Across generations today, we are failing to provide the necessary foundation for Kentuckians to achieve prosperity, the critical foundation of public safety, security, and protection. From those sunsetting in our state that want to retire gracefully and peacefully in their community, to my generation of Kentuckians that are working and raising a family here, and to our most important generation, for our youngest generation that are growing up in a world today in an environment that normalizes crime and criminal behavior as just a regular part of our daily lives, as we all hope and we all pray that one of our family members or loved ones isn't the next victim or statistic. As the legislative body of our state, it is our duty, it is our job to provide the strongest and most effective policy to hold criminals accountable for their actions. And the truth of the matter is that the majority of Kentuckians do not support soft on crime policies that treat law enforcement harshly and lets criminals off with leniency. And I won't recite the horror stories of the fear and terror in our streets, but several members of this body had the opportunity to hear testimony from 3 families in committee: the Luxemburger family, the Conley family, and the Trout family. The Trout family is with us today in the gallery, and the other 2 families are watching at home. These families have experienced the most horrific tragedies imaginable, the needless and avoidable loss of a loved one to crime. And the fact of the matter is that too many families across our state have similar and tragic stories. House Bill 5 will ensure we limit the number of future victims of crime and future stories like theirs. Whether our family and loved ones return home to us each day shouldn't depend on the misfortune of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. It should depend upon a strong societal foundation for public safety, security, and protection. A foundation that supports Kentucky families with a strong and effective criminal justice system.